If you need to make $1 million this year as a real estate agent, watch this video. I'm going to break down exactly the blueprint to go from 0 to 6 figures to eventually reach 7 figures. Now, you're probably wondering, who the F is this guy telling me he can help me scale to 6 figures or even 7 figures as a real estate agent? Well, let me break that down for you quickly. My name is Michael Berube, and I am the founder of GetListings.com. Just to give you a quick context, a quick background, I started the company when I was 16 years old, when my grandmother used to be a real estate agent back then, and I saw her struggling. I now call those type of agents grinders. She was a grinder, cold calling, door knocking. Back then, there was no internet. And I saw her fail. She had to quit, hang her license, and go back to work as a nurse, even though real estate was really her true passion. And she wanted to be a rainmaker. She wasn't able to. Why? Because she wasn't able to get leads and convert those leads consistently. And so from that point on, I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I wanted to fix problems and have freedom in my own time. I wanted to have location freedom, time freedom, and obviously financial freedom, right? And so these three types of freedom, and I knew that knowing how to generate leads and convert leads would get me there no matter what, because I saw that this is what was lacking in my grandmother's business back then, right? So I live in Montreal. I'm currently in Costa Rica right here in La Fortuna. And so I've been blessed to help over 1,000 real estate agents over the last 8 years get more listings with our listing accelerator system. And I'm going to break it down for you right here and show you really what I've noticed working with brand new real estate agents to guys like Levi Lazick. If you know who he is, you can just Google his name. You'll probably see one of his ads, right? So we helped him with like all of his paid YouTube ads on the back end. We also have been blessed to work with Darren Mancuso from the TV show Gut Job on HGTV. A guy named Pat Hayes, if you know who he is. He's pretty low-key on social media. Most of you guys probably don't know who he is. But he's with EXP, and he's one of the top earners in terms of like passive income. He makes about $200,000 a month, not a year, a month. Okay, over $2 million a year just with the EXP model. And we've worked with guys like Patrick Sakup, Heather Haddon in Toronto. We're big in Canada as well as like in the US. We've worked with like the number 3 teams in Keller Williams in the US. These guys make $10 million a year in GCI, not production, in GCI, $10 million a year. Okay, over like 1,000 transactions a year across all their agents. They have 35 agents, right? And we help like a lot of our clients with like different things. Sometimes we do agent attraction or mainly lead gen. But if you're below $1 million a year, I can tell you right now that your issue is leads. It's lead generation and converting them. So let me break that down for you, right? And it'll make more sense here. And by the way, this is the exact system that I've used in my own business to scale it to over $1.6 million a year at only 23 years old. I'm 24 now, but this is a system that allowed me to get everything I wanted in my life, right? Imagine this. I have no high school diploma. I dropped out of high school. And nobody in my family was an entrepreneur, okay? And nobody like had a business. Yes, my grandma was like a real estate agent, but didn't really last long. Nobody really like made it, in my family before that. And yes, I've been able to do amazing things. I got my dream penthouse where I live at like the top floor in my apartment in my city. in Montreal. I've been able to get like my dream car, right? Nothing too crazy, just like a Mercedes Benz AMG GLC 43 coupe. And then, the other month I bought like a 10K bracelet, right? A golden one and a diamond one. And that materialistic crap is fun, but don't get me wrong, this isn't what life is about, in my opinion. And what's been the most rewarding for me is to be able to have the freedom to live experiences, right? Like I've been able, like what I'm most proud of is definitely not like the car and the penthouse and all that shit. I could definitely get rid of this like today and still be happy. I'd probably be happier to be honest because I wouldn't have to worry about those things. But what I've been blessed to do is like buy my parents, my whole family, their dream trip, all inclusive trip, right? When I was younger, I only got like on one plane. That's it, because we wouldn't really be in a position to afford more than that, right? I've been able to take out my parents and my family to multiple high end restaurants, which like they've never been before, right? And expose them to like that life that like just the best of what life has to offer. Right now, I'm in Costa Rica for I've been traveling now for 2 months. We're traveling for 2 months with my girlfriend and I, and I'm obviously being able to like bring her right with me without like stressing about it because we're escaping the winters in Montreal, which are like freaking cold right now, and we've been we went to like Panama, Costa Rica, and then we're going to Antigua after that, right? So that's really what it's about. Maybe for you, I mean, you care about other things, right? Personal growth, self growth, which of course like is really really rewarding. Being able to take care of your loved ones, or being able to push to the max and become like the go-to agent in your area, whatever that is for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve it right here. So now that you know about me, my background, and why I'm qualified to talk about this, because we've helped multiple agents do the same thing here, let me break that down. So this applies if you're going from zero to 100K a year, or 100K a year to 250K a year, or from 250K to a million a year. Let me break this down. Our thoughts define our actions. Our actions lead to results. So let me break that down. What you think about define the actions that you take. The actions that you take define the results that you get. Okay? So how you think right now got you to where you are. 100K a year, 200K a year, whatever you're making right now. Okay? That stemmed from your results. I mean, this is a result, right? So it stems from your actions, which stem from how you think. Now, if you're watching this video, in order to get a different result, you need to be thinking differently. Bottom line. Because that will lead to different actions, and different actions will lead to different results. So, let me give you an example. Have you ever had a listing not selling, and you realize the solution was to drop the price, but then the seller told you the issue isn't the price, and if you couldn't sell it for the price, they would go see another real estate agent, only to repeat the same cycle again, hopping from agent to agent. This is the exact same thing. How many lead gen companies have you worked with blaming the lead quality? Be real with me, right? How many lead systems have you tried in the past that didn't really work, right? How many social media strategies have you tried? I know a lot of you guys, you've tried a lot of different things and it didn't work. And how will your business and life look like if you keep hopping from lead gen company to another? And I'm not saying this to point fingers, but to make you realize that our process, the process I'm about to share with you right here, get results. And if you don't get results, it's simply because you're not following it. Every system out there, there's better systems than others, but they work, like the same thing in sales. There's different scripts, there's different approaches. They all work if you work the system. So now your first reaction to what I'll say in this video is probably going to be that you don't agree with me, or you don't want to do the things that I'll suggest here. But until you're ready to change, the reality is you're always going to have the same issues you're having now, which is most likely the lack of quality leads. Okay, because we get about 1,000 agents reaching out every single month to my company, getlistings.com, and the number one thing that they say is preventing them from scaling their business and making more money is a lack of quality leads, or they say they lack time to get more leads. Okay, and a lot of them, what we've noticed, because we make them fill out an application when they want to work with us, because we don't work with anyone, the ones that are below 100K a year, the agents that are below 100K a year, they always rely on SOI and referrals. The ones that are making below 100K to maybe 250, they have some sort of system, either working with Zillow, Realtor.com, they're cold calling, or they have some sort of like social media presence. And then the ones that are above 250K a year, they do multiple things, and they've been able to master some of the things that I'm sharing with you right here. Okay, so let's be real here. If you already know how to reach your goal, like I talked about, you would have already taken the actions necessary to get there, right? So can we agree that the actions you need to take are valuable? Instead of focusing on getting to like a numerical outcome goal, like getting 10 listings a month or making $1 million a year, instead try to shift your focus away from the outcome and focus it on the input, the actions needed to take to get you there. Okay, so you can really have the right foundation and consider this a success as well. Because over time, if you take the right actions, you're going to see the result. The same way, if you've never been in a gym before and you go hit a workout for the first time, you're not going to be seeing the six-pack right away. You're not going to have lost like 30 pounds. Nothing will change, almost, right? Physically, the outcome, what you see, won't change. The bank account won't change, right? If you start taking the actions I'm about to say here, like the next day, it won't change automatically. But if you focus on taking the right action, if you focus on eating the right things, if you focus on just showing up to the freaking gym every single day consistently, eventually 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you're going to have the results you're looking for. So, of course, it's going to require sacrificing, pushing through to get there, right? So here's what you need to know. To get to $1 million a year in real estate, your only priorities should be generating leads and converting leads. Krista Mayshore said that you should be a marketer. What she means by this is that you need to learn how to generate leads. Ryan Serhant said your number one job as an agent is to generate leads. Gary Keller said you need 3 L's: leads, listings, and leverage to succeed. Alex Hormozi said the same thing. We've worked with, again, number 3 teams in the country making $10 million a year in GCI, and they all agree on this. I've scaled getlistings.com from 0 to $1.6 million a year at 23 years old, doing just that. You know, I've been blessed to have the 2 Comic Club Award by ClickFunnels with Russell Brunson. I've won 2 years in a row the Gold SaaSpreneur Award by Go High Level, right? Because I learned how to generate leads and to convert cold leads. That's the important thing here, okay? Depending on how much you make, okay, most of you guys are relying on warm leads, referrals, SOI, inbound call from broker team, or like things like Google. This is not the same thing. Everybody can convert a warm lead, okay? We have agents come in all the time. They think like their sales process, their sales skills is like dialed in, but like all their clients are coming from word of mouth. I'm like, this is easy, okay? This is easy mode. Like if you want to scale, you need to master converting cold leads. This is the tough part. This is why most people stay where they are as a real estate agent forever. Okay, here's what you don't want to offer, like what you don't want to hear. If you're making less than $1 million a year, your sales skills are probably not where they want to be. Converting a warm lead and a cold lead are 2 different skills. Don't worry though, okay? Because again, eventually you're going to learn how to do this here. But once you master this, okay, you're going to learn how to get quality appointments with prospects that hang up on you, right? Literally, like, you know, I could show you again, like one of our client, Cody Carlson here, he was hanged up on, you know, by a lead that he generated, and then he said after that basically, you know, he was able to turn that into like a listing appointment, right? The next day he was able to call that lead back. Now, don't get me wrong, like, you know, what we do here with like our clients with like YouTube ads in and of itself, like, again, help you get a better quality intent lead than any other platform out there. Okay, because like Our listing accelerator system relies on YouTube ads. We've tried everything out there to generate seller leads. I'm talking Facebook ads, Google PPC, you name it, we've done it. YouTube ads right now helps you target homeowners that are actively searching for keywords. So if you go on Google and you type in real estate agent near me, right? And because you want to sell your property, if someone looks that up, then the next time they go watch something on YouTube that night about anything, the news, politics, entertainment, sports, music videos, whatever that is, they're going to be seeing your ad right before the video they were looking to watch. And then that's when we funnel them in. And not only do you have a better quality of lead because of that, because Google owns YouTube, but you're able to brand yourself and get in front of 30,000 unique people in your area that own a property. You can't target homeowners anymore on Facebook ads since 2017. Same thing for Instagram, right? You can only do that through YouTube. And then you can have specific targeting, like specific neighborhoods, specific postal codes, zip codes. Now, if you're advanced and you know about YouTube ads a little bit, you'll know that you can't specifically target zip codes and postal codes, but there's a workaround, which is you target them by radiuses. Okay, let me give you a quick tip here. But here's the thing. Okay, when you master sales, instead of getting like a 3x ROI on any lead gen system that you do in the future, you're going to be getting 10x or 20x ROI, right? Because you're going to be able to convert the leads. All you need is leads. If you have leads right now, you're not able to convert them, this is your issue. This is the bottleneck, hands down. Okay? This is what you need. Now, of course, there's better systems out there, the same way that there's like better cars to get you there, but like any car would get you to the point from point A to point B, right? Now, again, in our listing accelerator program, we talk about YouTube ads a lot because, well, I believe this is one of the best ways from what we've tested in the past. We've done the Facebook ads for a couple of years, and then we pivoted over to YouTube for a reason. Now, let me ask you this. Is it fun to call your leads every single day, multiple times a day? Absolutely not. It sucks. But you have to get used to it. Even when I was making $100,000 per month in profit in my own business, $100,000 per month in profit, I was still the one calling the freaking leads myself. Can you imagine that? I talk to a lot of agents that don't want to make any single call to a lead. And they complain that they're stuck making $50K a year, $100K a year, $200K a year. I'm like, dude, I'm making this a month and I'm still doing it, right? And again, I'm not seeing this to brag or anything. I'm seeing this because I want this to serve as a wake-up call, because I used to think the same way. I'm like, man, I don't want to be chasing leads. I don't want to be calling those leads, right? Who wouldn't? But the thing is, this is not a permanent thing. Eventually, once you get good at it, you're going to be able to build a team and train your ISAs or your agents on how to do this. The problem is that I see so many of our agents start a team or hire ISAs and fail time and time again because they simply don't master the skill that they're hiring for in the first place. How can you expect someone to perform if you don't even know like what's a good or bad call sound like? How do you know if like they're spending their time right in the day if you don't even like know what it requires to convert those leads? You cannot do that. Okay? Right? The same way, like if you don't know how to drive, you can't teach somebody else how to do it. Doesn't make sense. The goal is to not make calls forever. See this as a phase where you just need to commit to this for 4 months or less if you're super committed and disciplined. And then after that, you can remove yourself from calling. You can build a team either by having VAs, ISAs, or even agents call on your behalf. And then you can scale to remove you off production. Okay? This is what right now allows me to basically travel to basically anywhere I want, anytime I want. And a lot of our clients have been doing the same thing. Once they become good enough, they build a team, and then they can run the operations and the production and the whole team remotely, right? They can, like, one of our clients is near me right now in Costa Rica doing the same thing. He makes $1 million a year running a team, and he's not even there himself. So, because he has agents going on site. So, eventually, like Ricky Caruth said, you'll have a big enough database to do just 100 transactions a year without making any calls. Okay? That is the goal, right? A lot of you guys would love that. The thing is that, you need to realize is that it took him years to get there of cold calling because he was consistent. He was disciplined making these calls. Ricky Caruth, if you don't know who he is, right? Really big on cold calling. Now, do I think that cold calling is the most effective thing? Not really. I think there's better systems like YouTube ads where you can have people coming to you instead of you chasing them in the first place. And they are the one raising their hand saying, hey, I'm interested in selling. And you're just calling them back. That's a much more effective approach nowadays with personal branding as well, right? And then we also have an AI system that helps you qualify those leads and filtering them before you even call them. So really, like, it's not really a cold call. It's really a warm call. But it still requires discipline, right? And so, again, if you are hearing this and you're like, this is bullshit, let me go back to, like, finding something else. Go ahead, be my guest. Find the other shiny objects thing. The thing is, like, it's the hard things in life that gets us what we want. It's not like the coolest thing, the newest things, right? Which, like, always draws our attention. It's going to the gym, eating right. That's it. There's no more, like, complex stuff that you need. You don't need, like, fancy equipment. You don't need any fancy, like, diet, like, any, like, shiny objects, right? If you're fine, like, doing, like, what you're doing now, then just keep doing what you've been doing. But if you're tired of being where you are now and in the position that you're in right now with your business, and you maybe feeling like a little bit stressed, frustrated, right? And you're seeing all these young real estate agents killing it with social media, and while, like, you're kind of, like, missing the boat, then how about you try something different, right? It doesn't cost you anything. Now, I know a lot of you guys, I'm going to tackle a couple of common objections here. You'll say that you don't have time to make the calls because you have kids. Well, this is bullshit. Like, it was your decision to have kids in the first place, so deal with it. Like, let's be real. Like, it's not an excuse. Like, some of the most successful people on earth, like, have kids, and so it's how you prioritize your time. Like, you say you don't have time to make the calls because you have kids, but then you'll watch, like, 2 hours of Netflix at night before, like, going to bed. It's like, come on, man. It's your priorities, right? And again, not saying this to, like, blame fingers, just pointing this to, like, make you think and realize, where can I optimize my time? Or a lot of you guys, your screen time is crazy. Spending time on TikTok or Instagram, right? Watching other people's live, or, like, fake lives on social media. Maybe you say you have too many deals going on. I mean, come on, like, this is a funny one. Like, if you have too many deals going on, this is a good problem, right? Delegate, hire a team, right? ISA, VA, or because, like, you're traveling. Well, it's no excuse. I'm in Costa Rica right now, so, like, there's no excuse for not making the calls and not having discipline, right? It's hard having kids. It's harder to have kids and not being able to provide the life that they deserve. Think about that. It's hard to have kids. It's hard to travel. It's hard to have too many deals going on. It's harder to have kids and not be able to provide the life that they deserve. Choose your heart. Choose your heart. What do you want to struggle with? Having kids, or, like, not being able to provide the life that they want? You know what I mean? Like, everything is hard. It's just about choosing your battle and what you want to sacrifice. Okay? There's probably someone in the exact same position as you right now, or worse than yours, that's making it happen. Why? Because they wanted more. Okay? And they found a solution instead of making excuses, and they made it a priority. Now, another objection that you'll have here, that you guys would say probably, or maybe would think, maybe not you, but somebody else, okay? I'm going to tackle this. If you guys are opposed to learning how to generate leads and convert those leads, because you say that you just want to serve your clients and you got in real estate, not because you're a salesperson, but because you want to help them sell and buy. I get it. I'm the same way. I'm really a product guy. I'm good on, like, the back end. right? The systems, the operations. But I had to learn how to do those things, how to convert cold leads and generate them, because you are a salesperson after all. Everybody's selling all the time, you know. Like if you believe you serve your clients well, they're not selling more people as a disservice to them, as this is what's best for them. You have to like stop thinking about sales as like an evil thing. That's like it's something that you got programmed on. That's like a limiting belief. Sales is not evil. Sales is just helping people. Sales is leadership. It's a transfer of emotion. Sales is helping people go from their current situation to their desired situation. So if you help them do that, you're helping them. If you believe that you actually help your clients and you're not screwing them over, then not serving more clients is a disservice. You're shooting yourself in the foot by not helping more people. If you already know how to convert leads and get listings, okay, you may know how to convert referrals again, but that's easy because the trust is already there. Their action threshold, is low. Like what they need to like be convinced to take action and do something different is low. Even if you've had success cold calling or with lead gen previously, odds are you haven't done it at the level that our top agents are doing it now. Okay, some of our agents spend $10,000 per month in ad spend and hundreds of leads a month that they get from that. Meaning you can still learn and improve. Okay, Tiger Woods got 5 different coaches, even though he was the best at golfing. And if you think that your market is different, well, every market is different. And we've been able to achieve that with over 1,000 different agents in all types of markets. I'm talking about self-storages. I'm talking about commercial, residential. I'm talking about rural areas. I'm talking about farms. I'm talking about dental clinics. I'm talking about freaking multifamily. I'm talking about, we've been able to do this with downsizers, upsizers. We've been able to do this with divorces and people looking to relocate. Every single niche you can think of, foreclosures, everything you can think of, we've done it. Okay? And in any sort of area, New York, California, Florida, Miami, smaller markets of like only 10,000 people over there, vacation markets, right? Big markets, again, like Miami, New York, California, where like it's super competitive. We've done it all. Okay? So here's a shocker. Every market is different, like I said, right? We've worked with over 1,000 agents, and the seller's objections are the same across markets, niches. They're just expressed differently. Okay, so that's how to summarize, the blueprint to 7 figures and making $1 million a year as a real estate agent. You need to master 2 skills. Learn how to generate leads and learn how to convert cold leads, these leads that you generated. That's it. Once you master those 2 things, you're going to be able to make any type of money that you want, because then you have the skills and then you can transfer that to a team and make even more than $1 million a year. Okay, so that's really it. That's the only way to scale to 7 figures, and the best way to do that is going to be through YouTube ads, because what are your other options? Do you want to really cold call for the rest of your life, like bugging people? How many cold calls have you answered in the past year, 30 days? Right? My generation, for example, we don't pick up the phone anymore. Everything is just texting. So this is a dying channel, and you're disrupting people, and you have a lot of fees, a lot of fines if you actually do go that route, because you can get in trouble for real. Same thing with door knocking, especially if you live in a place where I live in Canada, where it's like super cold in the winters. You don't want to be door knocking just like during the summer, because then you have inconsistent months. You have unpredictability. Okay, so that's out of the way. Then what are you going to do? Like traditional marketing, flyers? Come on. You can't even track how many clicks you got or like how many people actually saw it. You're maybe going to send 2,000 and get 1 call. Maybe, right? But it takes repetition. Okay, your flyer, you send that to like 2,000 homes. They see it once. That's it. When you run things like YouTube ads, you can show up over 7 times and decide exactly how many times you want to have like people seeing that same ad or different ads, right? Because what we do with our clients is we do a lot of retargeting, right? And we can also advertise your property on there, your properties on there, your listings on there, to get more buyers and to sell those listings. And then you can come to your seller presentation, your listing presentation, and you can tell them, look, we're generating 30,000 targeted buyers every single month that are looking in the area. right? How do we know if we're actually targeting buyers or sellers? Again, who owns YouTube? Google. So Google has everything that you can think of about everyone, right? All their search history, all their search terms. If they look up like to buy a property, this is registered on like their customer profile, and then you can target them based on that on YouTube afterwards. If you have a database, okay, if you, most of you guys have a CRM that you're using, right? Or you have like some sort of like contact list. Even if you have like 200 contacts on your phone, what you can do is upload those lists, upload your database and your clients into YouTube ads and create what we call a custom audience. What this allows you to do is to show ads specifically to those people consistently so that you can retarget your database. So even if you haven't talked to them for like 3-4 years, they're going to be seeing your ads consistently. And then we can set up a system to retarget them on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, to eventually become omnipresent. And whenever they think of selling or buying, guess what they think about? They think of you because they're seeing you all the time, right? So there's really no other way to get results. The system is used by, again, hundreds of real estate agents who work with me and my team, achieving like amazing results. I mean, some of our best case studies, I mean, we've helped one of our client, Mark Papineau, go from basically zero to $250,000 in 6 months' time. He made $250,000 in 6 months. That's a $500,000 a year run rate. How many of you guys would have a better quality of life if you guys would add an extra $500K a year to your bottom line? $500,000 a year. What would you do with that extra money, right? You could do a lot of things. So my call to action here for this video is going to be for you to book a call below with my team so that they can walk you through, what you've been doing in the past so far that haven't worked. We need to identify the root cause, switch that so that, we can fix the symptoms, right? The same way if you come into like a doctor's office, right, saying you have back pain, he's not going to like necessarily prescribe you like pills right away. He's going to try to identify the root cause to make sure that you don't have to go through that again and it doesn't get worse, right? Instead of putting a Band-Aid on it, we're going to identify together what's been holding you back in your business, like the true root cause, right? And then we're going to be able to provide a plan to see if we can help you out, okay? Either way, again, you're not obligated to join our program or anything like that. Really, our help is to like see if we can help, and then if we can, we'll provide the option. If we can't, no big deal at all. At least you're going to leave the call knowing exactly what you need to work on and what's been holding you back so you can start to work on it, okay? So click the button below, book a time, and we'll speak soon.